evening, freaks. I'm here to give Aquarius an eclipse season predictions read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And this is going to be for any significant placement in your chart. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto. We're throwing in Jupiter. That came in. We do have a full moon in Sagittarius coming up, which is Jupiter's benefactor. Okay, Jupiter is Sagittarius's ruling planet. So I got a travel piece coming in for you, Aquarius. Sagittarius energy coming in for you, moving into expansion, moving into the ether. The channeled messages are just really wanting to jump ahead here. So please forgive me as I backtrack for a moment and say also, if you have a loaded 11th house, okay, strong placement in that 11th house, this message could be speaking to you. Or if you are a Leo ascendant, a Leo rising, Aquarius is your descendant sign. So in terms of your relationships romantically with other people, any love messages that come through could resonate with you. All right, Aquarius, we're just going to dive right into it. We're going to get into it. We're not going to waste any time. I think you're in this space right now. It's like you're playing catch up. You're playing catch up because you've had your life on hold for so long. You're no longer willing to put things on hold. You're moving into that expansion. You're very much in the ether element right now. I feel like everything is moving into this expansion. You're like in hyper flux as well. It's like you're in this real evolutionary process right now at the moment, and it's absolutely happening energetically. I think a lot of you may be having a lot of downloads coming in. It's like you're moving into that expansive consciousness. You're seeing things in a new way. Things are opening up for you, even as there is a need. And this is so significant, Aquarius, okay, because you do have Saturn is going to be going into your sign, retrograding into your sign, and that's going to be happening in June. We're in the pre-shadow of that right now, though, so there's really this call to kind of get grounded. It's so essential for you to get grounded at this time because you're about to really take off. You're about to take off. Your timelines are syncing up. There's something that you're in the process of cutting off cold. I got this. Like, you got to cut it off cold. It's like going cold turkey for some of you. This is some kind of unhealthy behavior, some vice, some pattern that you've been, you know, just sort of like on a repeat loop with, that sabotages you, sabotages what you truly desire. I think you're putting an end to this. There may be something you have to cut off in order to be true to yourself, in order to go in a particular direction. I do see you getting on a plane. A lot of you are going to be getting on a plane, or you're taking flight somewhere, or maybe you're just like jumping out of the nest. Some of you are moving. Some of you are moving. It's a really bold move for you to make. Some of you are making moves. I do feel like a lot of you are like hopping on a plane, like you're going somewhere. You're going somewhere. You're going quickly. You know exactly where you're going. You're following your North Star. You feel like you got the memo from Spirit. You're not ignoring it. You can't ignore the call anymore. And at the same time, it's like there's this part of you that's like, who am I? Who is this person? Who is this person that can just like take this risk and fly by the seat of my pants? And I think you're in this real revolutionary process. You're sort of like tearing down all these old ideas you've had about yourself, and you're now like moving into this space where it's a creative space. You are in the active partnership with life. You are recreating yourself. You are revolutionizing your life. You're tired of the same old. You're ready to buck the system. Some of you, this is even playing out in terms of just your views, like your views on the world today, your views on society. Some of you have almost like anarchist dreams, you know, you think of rewilding, you think of shifting the way that people look at the world. You want to make changes in the world. You want to make some big moves, okay? Your energy is pretty wild, but there is this piece coming in about needing to be grounded, okay? So chop wood, carry water, remember the nuts and bolts. Remember the nuts and bolts. This is key too. Bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, just hold on a moment, okay? You're in the rebirthing process with the hangman coming in here. Interesting enough, Pisces is associated with the hangman, and that Saturn is retrograding out of Pisces into your sign. So it's sort of like changing the baton over, passing the baton over. And I think this is speaking to that, like you should get prepared now. You should get prepared now to get certain things in order for yourself so you can really be grounded. So you don't have to experience more disruption than necessary in making the transition you're about to make. Ted just said yes and confirmed that, okay? So there's things that you can do now, right now, that are going to help you so much with making the transition that you're making. Your timelines are syncing up. You're having some big trajectory shift in your life. It's significant. It's lasting. It's something that feels very much guided by some deeper force, you know, compelling you to move forward. And you're going for it. It's really kind of cool, you know, but right now you're like in the waiting room, you know, before this thing comes about. But with this bat energy here, bats are all about, you know, rebirth. That is their medicine. So I do see that you are in this process of getting ready. Maybe you feel like, I feel kind of like a clown, you know, am I fooled to be doing what I'm doing? But I think, you know, it's like there ain't nothing I can do about this. This is the position I'm in. So if I got to hang out here and look like a clown while I wait for this thing to transform, then that's what I need to do. You may have felt that there's something in your life it's taking forever to transform. It's taking forever to move forward. You know, you're just waiting to get to the sweetness. I'm just noticing the beehive here, you know. I'm really clued into all the animal symbolism. I'm noticing here, look at, there's this time, you know, there's that Saturn time, father time sitting there. I think you've been feeling like you've kind of been waiting at the crossroads for a while. It's not going to be long. You're going to be heading forward real fast. You're moving beyond your fears with this rabbit medicine here. I think things have been a little bit tricky too. And it's just kind of like figuring out, okay, how do I navigate this? How do I make this transition? How do I take these steps, right? So this is coming in very strongly for you, just as an initial download, Aquarius. And we're going to go further into this change and what's coming up for you around the bend. We are looking at really, you know, this eclipse season that got kicked off with the Aries double new moon on April 20th, okay? And that came in with a solar eclipse, and it got further amplified by the Scorpio full moon penumbral lunar eclipse that occurred back on the 5th of this month. And this energy is going to be building. It's building all up to that Aries point when we have the changing of the nodes of destiny that'll be going down in July. And this particular cycle will really come to its fruition on October 14th of this present year. So this is a chunk of time we're looking at here. That's why I'm calling it a predictions read, because not everything that comes through is going to speak to your situation right now. Some of it you may have inklings of. You may have been tuning into it with your intuition. I'm reading for a collective, okay? So tune into your intuition in hearing these messages. You'll understand how it is speaking to you. Do understand also that cross-watcher energy can come in. You got to pick what side you're on. You got to flip-flop the genders, all that as you see fit. I just get the memo and then I deliver it to you. All right. So I'm just the channel it comes through. I have nothing to do with the message. It has nothing to do with me. So just go ahead and, tune in and receive, and you see what it means for you. All right. And we're going to have fun in this space. And please do like, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Continue to show up here and just see what's on offer. This is a creative space. I'm really grateful for all my subscribers and everybody who supports the channel. Thank you so much for all the interaction. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you being part of what I'm building here and what you bring to the table. And yeah, I just hope to hang out with y'all more. So thank you for choosing to spend your time with me today. Let's see what is on the other side of this transition for Aquarius. Give us the information about what's coming in for the Aquarius collective spirit as we move into this eclipse season, as this eclipse season progresses. Between now leading up to October 14th, 2023, what is coming in for the Aquarius collective? Give us the download, Spirit. Give us the download. All right. Well, you're moving out of conflict. That's awesome. There was some drama, some conflict that you were embroiled in. It was 11:44 on the clock when I said that. So I feel like you're getting a little divine help to come into alignment with something that's more where you're wanting to head now in your life. I think that you've seen some old patterns playing out in your life, playing out in your connections and your friendships and your community, your social circle, the world at large. Like I said, we are moving into the age of Aquarius. You do have that, Pluto action going on in your sign. So there's a lot of stuff that you're dismantling, but it's for revolution. And I believe you're in this process of dismantling a lot of things in your life that just don't work anymore. They're obsolete now. You're looking to revolutionize your life. You're looking to revolutionize the way you move forward. You're ready to totally, have your mind blown. You're ready to see yourself and your life in a totally new way. You see what needs to change. You see what needs to end. You see what you've outgrown. I feel like you're casting off a lot right now. And one of the things you're casting off is drama. You don't want drama. You don't want conflict. You also don't want to feel polarized within yourself. You're tired of the tug of war within yourself. You're tired of the tug of war within your relationships. You don't want these push-pull dynamics anymore. There's something you're extricating yourself from here, okay? Yeah, look at this. It's just so clear. I mean, you had this with the Five of Wands was in reverse, okay? So you're moving out of this. You're moving out of this. You're walking away. Oh, man, what a powerful message. Look at this. You're walking away from something that was really unhealthy with the devil here, okay? You're building a bridge. You're getting to the other side. I believe that's the place you're in right now. You're in this like hyper flux mode. Okay. So it's like you haven't quite made the transition. You're like mid transition. So everything's in that very like elusive space where it has yet to completely take form. And the way you're being guided forward is entirely by just where your feelings leading you, where your heart's leading you, where your higher guidance is leading you. And you're doing this on faith and just what feels right to you, all right? But there is something that you need to free yourself from, and it's got this sort of masquerade kind of energy. I could see this as, coming through several ways. The first thing that I got is some of you were in a relationship that it was good for show. Like, it gave you a certain image, a certain respectability, a certain position. And maybe a lot of this had to do with, security, but there was a part of you that wasn't fulfilled and, wanted more. And so some of you are freeing yourself from a connection that just began to feel like it just wasn't real. It wasn't really representing what you were feeling. It didn't really represent your desires. It didn't really represent, what you're wanting to create at this time in your life. You're wanting something a little more. Maybe the devil's waking up in you a little bit. When I say the devil, I mean, more that rebellious kind of energy. I feel like there's something that you're rebelling against, and it's maybe you're just wanting more excitement, more excitement coming from a different place, though. I don't think you're wanting like excitement that comes from vices. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how you got excitement in the past. It was sort of through artificial means, or you know, through kind of dipping into sort of taboo areas of life, things along these lines. I just got like wine women's song like that came through, you know. I don't know why, I just got like big Bukowski vibes all of a sudden, you know. Maybe you were really hitting the drink a lot, maybe you had a thing for women, you know. Maybe there's something about, you know, this is coming through from masculine pretty strongly. Maybe the quality of women that you were connected with, it was like, it was good for a time being, but you know, there's a reminder, like there's a price to pay for that. There's a price that comes with that, you know. I feel like maybe you got tired of paying that price, you know. You don't want to feel chained to an artificial representation of yourself. That's what I got. There's some kind of image that you've been connected to for a long time. It's like it's a certain way that people see you. It's the way your community views you, your friends view you, your family views you. Everybody has this like set image of who Aquarius is. And I feel like you're in this process of saying, no, you know, I get to define who I am, what is right for me, what my truth is, what speaks to me, the kind of life I want to live. And it's like you're taking the power back from sort of this imposition of these ideals, expectations that have been placed on you. A lot of you are finding this is taking place in terms of your relationships, but I am getting this vibe. It's almost like the bad boy. You know what I mean? The bad boy. And I almost said, when to say girl. Okay, so I think this applies, you know, in both ways. It applies in both ways. I think, you know, women are feeling this too, you know. Maybe also men, you or those drawn to women, you know, maybe you were always drawn to a certain type, like you always wanted like the bad girl, you know, the bad girl, the rebellious girl, you know, the girl that, you know, came with a lot of drama, and vice versa. Okay, if you're drawn to men, I feel like that bad boy image too. But I don't know. I got this piece that some Aquarius men, it's coming through for the masculine specifically, that some Aquarius men have kind of been like towing the line. They've been doing what they should do. They've been holding a certain position, a certain image, and maybe they're wanting to be a little bad, you know? Maybe they're wanting to be seen a little bit more edgy. And there's something about wanting to explore that edge and bringing that forward. Maybe there was a conflict about it internally for a while, like, should I do this? Or you were going to do something that really is like out of character for you, or wanting to head in a particular direction. I got with career is part of that. Career is part of it. Wanting to head in a really different direction in your career that maybe family wouldn't approve of. For some of you, it's moving toward a particular person that you can't help it. You're drawn to this person, you know. There's something about it that creates conflict around you, though. It creates conflict around you, but you can't help it. You know, you got to follow your heart. You're tired of, you know, keeping everybody else happy and upholding these ideals. And you're ready to go where the energy is calling you forward now. Top of the deck energy on this. It is a balancing act, okay, with the Two of Pentacles. And I think for a while you've been trying to figure it out. It's sort of like, should I do this or should I do that? And a lot of the concern you had with moving forward here, okay, because of course is all about moving forward. It's also about power, how you exercise your power. And I think, you know, you've been in this place where, you know, you've been trying to find that balance for a while now. And like I said, I think a lot of you did deal with like push-pull dynamics in terms of your relationships on some level. You may have also been trying to find the balance financially as well. Some of you, like I said, with that devil, some of you have been staying in a marriage or some other kind of commitment, potentially a job that really just wasn't speaking to you, a line of work that wasn't really speaking to you, but maybe it gave you a certain level of stability. So breaking away from this, I mean, you've invested a lot of time and energy in it. It's been a lot of years you poured of yourself in it. It's kind of hard to walk away when you're at the 8 of Cups, but you recognize it's not my full fulfillment. It's not my 10 of Cups. That 2 of Cups is missing. That 2 of Cups that comes when I really connect with somebody who gets my soul, or when I step on that path that I know, like, this is meant for me. I feel like it's really playing out in both areas of life. I feel like it's playing out within the realm of your career. I also feel like it's happening in your relationships, in your love life. And there's something here about your image that's tied to it as well. Maybe this is what held you back for a while from moving towards where you really feel called to go, because you were concerned about how it would affect your image, how it would affect your standing in the community. Something about this really coming forward for you. But let's see here. I see you're moving forward, though. You know, that came through very strongly. And this is travel, okay? And this is actually Sagittarius energy with the 8 of Wands. So you may have a strong Sagittarius placement in your chart. I also feel like something that's coming to kind of like a head with this Sagittarius full moon that will be coming in on the 4th of why did I say January? 4th of January. Maybe something significant happened back in January that got you thinking this way, that like maybe I need to, you know, start heading in this direction. It's taken up until now to get moving forward. But this full moon in Sagittarius is coming in on the 4th of June. Okay, so I feel like there's some action that you're taking there that will set off a chain reaction. It was 22:22 on the clock when I said that. So something big is coming into alignment then. And it's something that's going to get moving very rapidly. This could be messages, communication. It's also the arrows of love. I do feel that something's moving forward in the area of love. And there might be some kind of travel you're taking in connection to this. You might be taking a leap. You might be hopping on a plane. It might feel a bit like you're threading the eye of a needle. You don't know how things are going to turn out. You don't know how it will be when you get to the other side of that. Whatever this is, some of you are hopping on a plane to take some major opportunity. There's some kind of career opportunity that comes in, or some kind of opportunity for exposure for what you do, those of you who are creative types. And it's like, I gotta go. I gotta go. And there's something about it that it feels risky, and it feels like you're stepping into like unknown territory. You don't really know how it's going to turn out. You don't know what it's going to be like when you land, like what's going to happen when I land, you know, how will this go? You gotta go. There's some kind of transformation involved in this, okay, with the butterflies here, right? So you're now at the stage of development with whatever this is, where, you know, you went through your caterpillar phase, okay, where you just felt like a real noob and you were trying to figure this thing out. And then, you know, you went into, you know, your cocooning phase. You had to like take some time to sort of like get a little insulation, get in touch with your own feelings, your own emotions, feel out what was coming up for you. And then you know, went to the next stage of development where, you know, you had to go through the goop stage where you totally disintegrate and everything falls apart. And I feel like that's kind of the stage you're in right now, because when we're looking at this 8 of Wands, like I said, there's some action that you take at full moon that's going to really kick this cycle off, but you'll get moving forward in about 2 months after that full moon. So yeah, I feel like tail end of June, August, that's when you're going to see this transformation. That's when you're going to be ready to take flight. This is what I'm getting. This coming in very strongly. There might be a part of this that's sort of like, because this card always reminds me of Mary Poppins. So there might be a part of this that's sort of like a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. It might be the sugar that's waiting on the other side of this leap that is helping the medicine go down right now. the medicine that needs to go down right now. You're dealing with something right now that's not the easiest to deal with. There's some dissolution of something. There's some dissolve. I almost said devolving. There's some devolving of something. Are you dealing with somebody who's kind of devolving? Are you dealing with somebody who's maybe having a hard time with you moving forward? Are you dealing with somebody who's in some way devolving in their stance, like maybe they're acting out of character, or they're acting in a way that is, you know, hindering this evolution, it's causing issues? I see that, you know, this is just part of the process. You know, you're in the goop stage now. Everything has to get a little messy. Everything devolves a bit, okay? Maybe you even feel like you're taking a step back initially, because as you start to move into this transformational process, it feels kind of like, ugh, this is like messier than I thought it would be. But you're actually moving away. We know this. You're moving away from this place of everything feeling so conflicted, all right? But first, before you move completely out of that, you gotta deal with the roots of the issue, you know? And I feel like that's what you're getting to right now. The old life is definitely going away. Whatever you were doing before, it's in radical state of flux and transformation. You are syncing up with the new timeline. I really feel like you're moving forward in Leo season. I do see a lot of you will be traveling, and you're taking up an opportunity to move in a direction that is really being guided by where your soul's leading you and your heart. But you're letting go of something you poured a lot of energy in order to do this. Yeah, I mean, I think you put this thing on hold for a long time. It's just been sitting here withering on the vine while you've been doing the dutiful thing. You've been taking on a lot of responsibilities. You've been felt very weighed down by the burdens of others. And, you know, you just were like sitting here just waiting for this thing to grow. And I feel like you're getting this memo from Rabbit, like, as long as you're afraid, you're not going to see this thing grow. This thing will continue to wilt on the vine, you know. At some point, you got to face your fear if you want to get to the other side and see what you want to grow. And again, I feel this is coming in for a lot of you as well, in terms of your career. There is a piece here about just not wanting to continue to work so hard, and to just toe the line in a direction that's just not working for you. You're wanting to revitalize something. You're wanting to grow things in a new direction. This opportunity is coming in. But like I said, there's some opportunities. Some of you, it's happening in love. Some of you, it's happening in terms of career. And some of you got it happening in both arenas, all right? On the real, you're in this process of radically transforming your life. And it does have that feel like moving out of the old identity into a new one. You're like, outsiders may look at you if you're, you know, a Generation Xer, you know, outsiders may be looking at you and they may be thinking you're a little off your rocker right now. Honestly, they might be thinking you're having a midlife crisis, okay? But it's not. It's a midlife catharsis. Like, you are moving into the true definition of who you are, which is borderless. And it's certainly borderless as we're moving into that age of Aquarius. And I think you're just wanting to expand your reach more in all areas. You're wanting to reach out and touch someone that you haven't been able to reach out and touch. And there's just this piece of you wanting to connect with your whole life in a brand new way. You're choosing growth. You're choosing growth, you know? You've been wanting this growth for a long time and you're choosing it. You know you have to face your fear with rabbit medicine. You know you have to face your fear, and there's something a little tricky about navigating it, but I see you moving forward with it. Okay, any further information from this deck? I feel like just one more pass with this deck, and then I want to pull out some others for you, Aquarius. Any other information about this big transition that Aquarius is making in this cycle that you want to impart to them, Spirit? Any other guidance? All right, something just landed in my lap there, so I'm really curious about what that card is. Something's landing in your lap. Maybe this is like what's before you right now. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Exactly. Like you've been sitting here in a place where there's been a lack of growth. You're wanting that growth. So you know, if you want that growth, there's only one way to get that growth. You got to drop the burden. So whatever has been burdening you, you're in the goop stage with it right now. That's what I got. You're in the process of letting go of your burdens, putting things down that you've been carrying too long. Some of you have been holding back feelings, emotions, this coming in very strongly. Some of you are dealing with somebody who has you in the dark, like you don't know what this person feels. You have no idea if you should invest further energy in this connection. You're not so sure if there's growth there. You might be wanting to open up a conversation about that. You might have a lot you want to say. It's starting to weigh you down. There's things that you haven't said that you feel like you need to express. You're in the dark about how it'll turn out. You don't know how it'll turn out. All of this in reverse. Yeah, look at King of Cups to the Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is holding in the emotions, holding back communication about what one is feeling. With the Four of Pentacles in reverse, this is like an intense fear of revealing the emotions, the truth of what somebody is feeling. It's out of self-protection. There's a feeling of needing to protect the self. And this is like wanting to express your heart, wanting to express what you're feeling, but so afraid if I make myself this vulnerable, if I speak the truth of what I'm feeling here, what is going to happen? I think that you're losing this battle. I feel that very significantly. I think that, you know, this is coming up and out because with the Eight of Cups, it shows you moving forward and following your heart. You're building a bridge over something, okay? Something that's held you back for a long time. And what are you building a bridge over? That water, okay? And that water, it makes me think like a bridge over troubled water, right? So maybe that song has something to speak to you right now. Maybe that's a song that can give you a lot of comfort right now, or maybe that song is significant for one of you in some way, shape, or form. I feel like that is coming through for somebody as a synchronicity. But this piece right here with this water, when I think of troubled water, I think of the emotions. You know, it troubles you to hold in these emotions, and you realize that in order to move forward, there's no way to move forward unless you build a bridge over those troubled waters, and that bridge is the communication. And I feel like this is what you're preparing to do, or somebody is preparing to do with you. Masculine coming through very strongly for this. Water sign energy as well. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I got Venus very strongly. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Venus has something they need to express, needs to get something off the chest, needs to share something from their heart, okay? That coming in very strongly. Interesting. All right. Yes, look, there's some kind of healing that is desired here, and some kind of missed opportunity where there's a desire for celebration. And I feel like for a lot of you, this has to do with like missed opportunity with a date with destinies, or like who you feel you were meant to be, the life that you were supposed to be living, what that looks like. You know, you feel like it's been this situation where it's just been like, just almost there, just missed it. Oh, wow. And just as I said that, there is this whole like flock of geese that just flew by, and they're heading north. These geese are heading north. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know, maybe you're heading north. Maybe there's something, again, that North Star. You're heading north. You're heading into the North Node of destiny. There's celebration here. There's going to be something to celebrate here with this Three of Cups. I also think of north. I think of North Node. I feel like you're stepping into your north node. So get to know your chart. What is going on with your north node right now? What sign is your north node in? Aquarius, north node. This could be speaking really strong to you, okay? But I feel like north node is significant for all of you, no matter what sign your north node is. This is what's wanting your care. This is what's wanting your attention, is your north node. Get to know what's happening with your north node right now. What sign is it in? What's going on with that sign in the astrology right now? There's a key there for you. If you follow this, if you open the door that this key will provide you with, then you're going to find yourself in this period of celebration in the future. I see this coming in for you in the fall with the Ace of Wands. It leads you to some kind of new action taken that steps you into your destiny. That's what your north node is all about. It's about your destiny. This coming forward very strongly, and with the Ace of Wands, that is a fall timing card. So tail end of September, October, and November, clear through like around the 21st of December, okay? So that's quite a chunk of time, you know, between the 21st of September and the 21st of December. You know, there's that whole time frame right there. I feel like once you hit that point, that is the culmination of this particular eclipse season on October 14th. There is some action taken at that time that is like, it's the making of your future. It's what you're uncertain of right now. Like you're hoping it all goes well. You feel like you're trusting where spirit's guiding you. With that owl medicine, you're in the passage right now, like you're in that goop stage. So there's still a lot unknown, but you have an inner vision, you know, you have a second sight, you have an inner vision that's like really guiding you forward toward where you want to go. You will have an initiation of this dream, this vision, what's inspiring you to move forward right now. There's going to be something that happens in the fall with this. It's a brand new beginning, right? And I think you're really in the stage right now where you're defending this, you know. It's been a long road. You're tired. You've been really trying to fend off some opposition to this, I feel. For some of you, that opposition came within yourself. I do feel that. I feel like a lot of you, the war has been within you. It's been in these polarized aspects of your psychology. Like, do I do this or that? Is it this or that? You know, and also dealing with outside polarization as well, like certain people telling you should do one thing, other people telling you should do another. Everybody has an opinion, everybody has an expectation. There's this feeling of demands coming from outside of yourself, and this need for you to distill everything to its simplest, purest essence, which takes you right back into your heart. And this is what you realize at the end of the day. This is what I need to defend, my right to follow where my heart leads me, my right to do what feels right for me, regardless of what anybody else thinks about it. And I think you're putting down this need to defend yourself, defend your choices, what you want to do. You're moving away from all of that. And it's interesting because in this particular deck, most of the time when you're looking at the Six of Swords, the Six of Swords come along in the boat with the figure that's moving on out of troubled waters. So they're still taking their troubles with them, because swords are that mental conflict, right? It's a mental stress. But you're not doing that. You're just pushing them swords aside. You know, no, I am free and clear. I am free as a bird. I am not bringing any of that forward with me. I'm heading toward calmer waters. And look what you're heading toward. Total alignment with the Four of Wands, okay? You got a lot of blessing coming in for you. There is definitely going to be something to celebrate. There's something, some of you are going to be getting married. Some of you have marriages on the horizon with that Four of Wands come in with the Three of Cups. That can be a big period of celebration. That's down the pike, though. Some of you will be healing a marriage, okay? Maybe you've had a rough patch in your marriage. You're going to opt to work things out. You're going to maybe renew your vows. That's for some of you, okay? There's kind of a few different camps in that. Some of you are healing a marriage, and some of you are leaving a marriage to head in a new direction that's inspiring you. I feel like it's both, okay? But there is a marriage piece coming in. Whatever decision you're making about marriage at this time, it's the right one, okay? It's the right one. It leads to healing. It leads to celebration. You might not be able to see that now, but come the fall, you will see it. It will be evident, all right? Yeah, you can't see it right now. With the 8 of Swords to the 9 of Swords, this is where you're at right now. You feel very stuck and confused, and one minute you think you have it figured out, and the next you're uncertain. It's a natural part of the process as you extricate yourself from the past. There could be a Leo involved in your situation. We do have this lion kind of hovering in the background there. I also feel like there's some karmic cleanup. There's some things that are coming to culmination right now. There's things you're wrapping up with the past. This has been a source of anxiety for you, a source of stress, a source of frustration. There's something here that needs to be dealt with from the past. You're a little concerned about dealing with this thing. You're not sure about the best way to deal with it. In some ways, you felt stuck. In some ways, you felt actually really held back by this person. But I see, you know, you taking the initiative and you're moving forward and you're getting beyond this. A lot of this is just really smoke and mirrors. Once you step beyond it and you get through this goop stage, you're going to be feeling a lot different. All right. And I see that because look, we got the Page of Wands coming in with the Lovers here. And look at this beautiful vision of the Lovers. There's so much magic there. And this, I love the Lovers depiction in this particular deck because this is the Paulina Tarot. And this Paulina Tarot was made by an artist that was inspired by life in New Orleans. So I don't know what that trip, maybe some of you are thinking of going to New Orleans. This might be something on your radar. We see this like swan figure here. It sort of reminds me of a cross between a swan and a dragon. So I feel like there's protection around this, and swans are all about grace. Okay, so there is this piece about there's some spiritual connection that you're very drawn to, and there's this beauty that's around it, you know, and maybe it does seem a little fantastical, or maybe it seems a little too fantasy. Maybe some people have told you that what you're wanting, like, oh, that's all in your head, you know, that's just fantasy, that's not reality, like wake up, smell the coffee. Maybe you've had some naysayers around you. Maybe it's because they want something like this, you know. Sometimes people don't like to see people step into their happiness. I mean, it's shitty, but it's true. Like there's people that they don't want people, they'll be okay if you do good for yourself or if you achieve a certain level of happiness, but don't you dare, you know, best them in that regard. As far as in their minds, it's not a competition anyway. It's like, first of all, happiness is an inside job, and it's like whatever comes somebody's way and blesses them up in life, it's like, hey, you know, that's meant for them, and that's accessible for everybody. Everybody has, you know, earmarked for them what's meant for them, you know, and we arrive at those places, and I don't believe it's a static thing either. I mean, yeah, there's fate, there's fated experiences, but there's also destiny, and destiny is what you make of fate. So much of the magic that weaves into our lives has everything to do with the choices we make, and we get to write this life. We get to be the authors of our life. Some of you are writing a book. Some of you are writing a book, and there's something that really takes off. Maybe this is why you get on a plane. Maybe some of you are going to be doing like book signings or something like that. You get picked up by a publisher, or you need to go meet with a publishing company. I'm just picking that up with the Page of Wands here. It's giving me this feel for somebody, but you could be going to New Orleans, or there could be a New Orleans connection. Ooh. Or maybe you were really into Anne Rice. Anne Rice is who inspired you as an author. That could be. There's something in the details here. I think maybe you're looking at the final details, your final, this is just coming in. It's a manuscript for some of you. It's a manuscript. It's a book. It's a screenplay. You know, you're looking at the details. You might be looking at the details of a contract, okay? You might get some kind of offer in regard to this. For some of you, it's an album, all right? But there's this piece, there's something about writing. So I can see that being lyrics, but writing it's a part of it, okay? Whatever this project is, it involves writing. And there's some message you get about an opportunity. It might require that you sign some kind of legal document to take this opportunity. You might have to travel to make this go through, but you should go for it, man, okay? Because this will be very, very successful for you. Very successful for you. Others of you, you know, you're, like I said, you're going to go on some trip of a lifetime with a soulmate. You know, that's what I really got. Some trip of a lifetime with a soulmate. It's a trip how this came to be. It's a trip how you guys came together. It's a trip that this is even possible. I got that. Something about this. It's a trip that it's even possible, okay? But you're going for this ride, and you know it's true. You know it's true. Look at this. I can't make it up. 6 of Cups with the 7 of Wands. 6 of Cups is the soulmate card, okay? This could be somebody you have a past connection with, or somebody you've known for a really long time, or just somebody who feels like home to you on a soul level. You are standing up for this. Like, you are not budging. You are defending this, you know? You don't care about opposition. You don't care what anybody has to say about it. You know what's true for you. And if necessary, you got this vibe. You're like, look, it'll be me and them against the world. You know, I got my love to keep me warm. That's what it reminds me. It reminds me of that song. Off with my overcoat, off with my gloves. I need no overcoat. I'm burning with love. You'll take the risk. Go ahead. Go ahead. Shut me out. Oh, I ain't going to be out in the cold. I got somebody there. I got my love to keep me warm. You're wrapping something up. You're bringing something to a close, and it has everything to do with the success that lies up ahead for you. There's big transformation, lots of butterfly energy coming up in your read, okay? You're definitely in a transformational process. I also see that in terms of your career, just because we did have the 8 of Wands come in, Sagittarius energy came in as well. Sagittarius is all about, you know, that expansion and travel and, you know, just this opening up of like communication when you pair it with that Aquarius energy, because Aquarius can be all about like the World Wide Web. So some of you are doing some kind of work. It involves work online. You're doing something online. And I feel like there's this moment, there's something you're switching up right now. It has great reach, okay? Really big reach. Whatever you're switching up right now with your work to take it more online, all right? You're going to get some major reach here. This is the key to your success and moving forward in the future. Look at this. Chariot. I can't make it up. Chariot, and right after that, there comes that contract, okay? So you're going to get some big opportunity. It's a breakthrough moment, all right? With this Paulina Tarot title card, this is my If Wishes Were Horses, the Dreamers Would Ride card. And this is moving forward with passion and purpose. And you might be doing something in connection with the Sagittarius, or you may have Sagittarius strongly aspected in your chart. And I say that because this horse is a Pegasus, right? But it's also very fiery. It's got like a red mane. And this is really giving me this impression of like air and fire working together. I think you're following your inspirations as well. I think you feel divinely inspired. You're heading towards this with passion and purpose. There is movement forward. For a lot of you, there's some type of contract involved with this. You're ready to enter a new contract. For some of you, it's a new soul contract. You're entering into a soul contract with a Sagittarius. Maybe it's a renewal of a soul contract with a Sagittarius. There's also this, and again, look at the moving forward here. Isn't this wild? Look at There's the Pegasus there, and there's the fiery horse, but they were going in two different directions before. This could have been due to some kind of interference. We do see this chariot about to topple over here, right? This is the chariots associated with the sign of Cancer, so Cancer could be playing a role in this. And maybe this is what was causing these two energies to veer off in two different directions, but we see here they're unified, and in this unification there's a coming together. Really beautiful message. Some of you are also signing big contracts with your work. It's the making of your dreams. It's the making of your dreams, and I feel that very strongly for those of you who are writers. You've written an album, you've written a book, you've written a screenplay, a manuscript. This is coming forward for you. Let's see the super awesome future cards for you, okay? I feel like you're going through a difficult process right now. Ooh, bottom of the deck energy. Look at that. Through these endings, 1 and 8, that's 9. Through these endings, you get a new beginning that brings you into this abundance. Look at that. Things are really going to be taken off for you. You could have a Taurus strongly aspected in your chart. This also could be in connection with the Taurus. There may be stocks involved in this. You invest in some stock, it really takes off. You could also be dealing with somebody who's born in the year of the ox in Chinese astrology, or you could be born in the year of the ox. I just see that you're heading off in a brand new direction, and it leads you to major abundance. And it's also got, like, with that yellow brick road, there's like this Wizard of Oz vibes. I think you've been on a long journey to figure out, you know, where's home, where do I belong? Whoa, what was that? Where did that go? In my lap again. Ooh, okay. So there's some queen that you have to move away from to head toward what feels like home for you. And this card just got bent in half. This is weird, okay? Because in my shadow light playing cards, these cards that I like to use sometimes, okay? In my shadow light playing cards here, there was a 2 of hearts that got bent in half, and it became my symbol of somebody trying to separate a couple, okay? Because that's how it happened in a read where it was talking about this third-party interference. So I think maybe you figured out who this interfering party is. This queen, a fake queen. It's somebody who maybe a fake empress, you know, somebody who presents themselves as a queen. Ooh, something just fell when I said that. It was the power strip. This person's losing their power. They're not in this position of power. I feel like somebody is being kicked out of their spot for another person to take the place. And with 24 here, this is somebody that you are meant to come into alignment with. There's some kind of healing that comes through this. And I feel like you have all the keys inside of you, but it took you a while to figure out which door you wanted to open. I think you've had some opportunities, okay, to walk through a few different doors, but you've been really trying to feel out which door is the one I should open. Also, you've been trying to figure out what is the key to opening this door maybe as well. Maybe it's kind of tricky to open this door, but I feel like whatever door you've been wanting to step through, the way forward is going to be illuminated for you during this eclipse season, and you'll have what you need to move forward. I'm just shuffling. Yeah, but there's something that has to get really mixed up first. And there may be a fight involved in this, masculine, feminine, in the blender, all whipped up, okay? Isn't this interesting? I'm seeing the tornadoes here, okay? More Wizard of Oz vibes. Something's being torn down, uprooted, cut off, so you can head in the direction you want to head in. And it's a direction that feels like home for you. It's where you feel at home. It's where you feel in your element, like you're being true to yourself. And that's a beautiful thing, okay? So don't let anybody tell you any different, all right? Just want to give you a little support. Yeah, you know, pig. There's somebody you've been dealing with who's been really selfish. You know, it's been all about them and what they want, what works for them. Okay. And with the pig energy here, this could be somebody who is born in the Chinese year of the pig. All right. You know, this is somebody who's wanted things their way. Maybe you are being a little bit selfish right now. Maybe it's time for you to be a little selfish. Maybe you've, you know, taken care of everybody else, you know, for years. And it's always been about what makes everybody else happy. And maybe you're deciding, you know what? It's time I'm happy. I don't know why it's coming through like that. It doesn't normally come through like that for me. I'm noticing this victory wreath down here. Look at all the utensils. It's like a feast fit for a king. I don't know. I feel like it's time for you to straighten that crown. Maybe somebody had you in this position for far too long. You took the back seat to, you know, some person in your life, some relationship, you know, some establishment, some business, something you know, had devoted a lot of your time and energy in, and it just wasn't cutting it. I feel like you're casting this off. You're like, you know what? At the end of the day, I get one life, and I want to live it in a way that I can feel good about, and that you know, I have something to really feel happy about. I don't want to be invested in what works for everybody else anymore. It's time for me to really think about what works for me. All right, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's a beautiful thing. You might be dealing with a little backlash where people are saying, are you sure you know what you're doing? Hell yeah, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know, if it's got you lit up, you know what you're doing. All right. Trust your heart. Yeah, look at this. Because where it leads to is where you're meant to be with that 7 energy. And this is a 7 year in astrology, in numerology. Okay. So this is all about you being aligned with where you're supposed to go. Your timeline is syncing up for you with that 7 energy. I do feel like it's going to happen in July. This is when your happiness really comes through. You're done with this monotony. You're done with playing a role on autopilot. You're ready to take off towards a new destination. And I feel like there's some gift that comes to you from spirit that is the beginning of your happiness, and you're going to open that gift up and you're going to receive it. And I'm so excited for you. It looks really good, Aquarius. Blessings on your journey.